Ryan Mallett, head football coach at Whitehall High School. Hey, thanks for joining us here in the newsroom. Coach, how's it been these last few months?
It's going good. We've getting a lot of work done, especially this summer. You know, a lot of conditioning, a lot of training. It's getting pretty hot, so I'm glad we're going pretty early.
Yeah, but you know what? That heat, sometimes coach can use that to a player's advantage condition-wise. How are you managing that?
Yeah, I mean, we do a pretty good job about setting the week up before it starts. So, we're not trying to kill the kids, obviously, but we're trying to make sure they're ready to go, to be able to go 4 quarters, come here in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. We just got done talking with Michael Williams, head football coach at Pine Bluff, and you all have gotten to know each other through team camps and things of that nature. I know a lot of people are really anticipating the fact that in this county alone, there are 3 new head football coaches to their programs who are going to be in the same conference. How excited are you to be in a conference with Watson Chapel and Pine Bluff and 3 head coaches at that? It's going to be a chess match every week, it seems like.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they're obviously tough opponents traditionally. Also, I do think it's going to be fun to see it come down towards the end of the season because there's, we're all 3 really close in proximity. All 3 got new coaches, so it's going to be interesting to see just how the kids react to us.
Right. What are the things that you had to focus on having had, almost a full off season, but haven't had time to see the guys work out in the weight room and then have a chance to be with them on the field for the spring and the summer? What are some of the things that are, because Whitehall is, and just to remind our fans, Whitehall is coming off a 12-2 or an 11-3 season, went to the state championship game, ran into a very good Pulaski Academy football squad, but 28 seniors were lost from that team. What do you have to put in to give Whitehall an opportunity to get back to the championship game?
Well, right now we just had to work on the details, the little bitty details, especially when we get to our offense and the defensive calls. It's new to them. Both systems are new to our guys, so it's taking a little time to learn. Now, I think in the past month, this month of July, we've really taken some strides in the right direction, and I like what I'm seeing from them.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Now, Coach, you were, this time last year, you were offensive coordinator at Mountain Home High School. Obviously, you heard of Whitehall by them going to the championship game. But what drew you to Whitehall, especially? Because, Mountain Home they're a surgeon program. They're in a good area. And to come from North Arkansas to Southeast Arkansas like that, I have a feeling it's more than just Whitehall's success that drew you here.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. It's the tradition. The tradition that is what I like about the program. I think it's been since '87 since they got to the championship game before last year. Now, anytime you lose 28 seniors, it's going to be hard to reload. But that's what we got to do. We got a bunch of young guys. I think we only have 8 seniors so far this year. So, we're going to be really young. So it's just like I was saying earlier, the attention to details and just like how we coach and how we want it is something that we're instilling in those guys. And so just getting ready to go.
Going to have a chance to go back into your football history and then look at your coaching staff and then maybe look at the schedule here. You're from Texarkana, Texas, I believe.
Arkansas.
You are from Texarkana, Arkansas.
Texas, though. Played in Texas.
Oh, you played in Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha. So you played at Texas High, and I think you won a state championship there, or?
Nah, they won it when I was in 8th grade, but we went to the semifinals 2 out of the 4 years.
Right. How did that set the course for the football career you would have, as a coach and then, as a player and then later on as a coach?
Well, I think, I had really, really good coaches from a very early age, junior high on up. And my former coordinator's a head coach now in Texas, and he's won 8 of the last 12 state championships. So I kind of been through and see how the programs are run in the right way. I think that's what kind of got me. I knew I wanted to coach eventually. I just didn't know how long my career would last. So, it was something I always wanted to do.
Right. And then you played collegiately at the University of Michigan and then University of Arkansas and really helped restore the tradition of Razorback football. I think you won a bowl game and then you went to the Cotton Bowl one year. We can make this connection here. One of your targets, Jarius Wright, is now on your staff.
Yep.
He was a stud at Warren High School. Now he's back here on your staff. How did Coach Petrino shape your mind when it comes to offense?
Well, the first thing when I first got to Arkansas, the first thing that we learned for the first 2 or 3 weeks was defense. That was it. He taught us defense. He taught us what he calls everything, how he wants it called. And then we were able to get into the playbook and as far, put in play action, all that stuff. But, he was a really great offensive mind. So I learned a lot there.
Right. And then you were able to go into the NFL. I think you backed up Tom Brady over in New England, and then you made some starts as a Houston Texan. When you're mentoring kids, when you're coaching kids, I mean, you're one of the, I don't want to say chosen, but one of the few 1% of players, who get to not only play Division I football, but they get to go into the NFL. How do you mentor a kid who just wants to get the most out of his high school athletic career and, still got to navigate being a good student and a student athlete and have a chance to, go to college, even if they don't play college football, but just have a good life after that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's important. This is not just about football. There's private lives, there's personal stuff, that kids go through. Kids are, it's a different day and age from when I was that age, obviously, I mean, you had the COVID year, you have all these things, there's all these things. And so just to be able to, you got to be able to listen to them, and then you got to be able to give them some advice. And I think that the staff we put together is one of those really good, on the field and off the field kind of good staffs.
Yeah. You're a young coach at that. You're, 34, 35 years old?
34, yeah.
You're 34. And so, these guys are coming off, a guy, who I think is young at heart, but a wise mind in football, Bobby Boulding. They're coming, from that system into yours right there. Do you feel the players in a way are being able to relate to you pretty well because of your youth as a coach?
I do think so, because if you know me, I'm just a big kid too. A lot of times, but you're able to have fun with them, and it's not all go. You can joke around with them after practice, and they get that, but they know once we step in between the white lines, we're focused on ball.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. So, what are you looking forward to the most from this season?
I'm just ready to get started. I'm ready for next Monday, first day of practice. So it's always fun. And as a coach now, instead of a player, you see how much work those guys put in, and then they go out and get a win on Friday, and just, because you know what it feels like because you've done it before too most of the time. So it's just fun to see. It's like a proud parent, when they go out there and do what they're supposed to do.
What have you been able to focus on during the summer that you don't have to focus on come next Monday?
Well, I think it's just repetition. Like I said, the new system, it's different than what it was for them before. So being able to spit it like the quarterback, it's got to spit out the play. The receivers got to know which side they're on. I don't know. It's just, I think we're compared to the spring, it's a night and day difference. We were talking about that as a staff earlier today. I mean, it took us a while to line up in the spring. It just did because it was new to them. The formations were new. The plays were new to them. So, I think now we're kind of over that hump. Now it's where we can go play fast.
Are you spread oriented?
We're everything. We do a little bit of everything. Yeah, we're pretty multiple.
Yeah, so they would probably have to learn more than maybe they did in the recent past. So now you don't have to name names or anything, but I bet you have some maybe position races going on at each position, especially maybe at the quarterback position.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now we're rotating, and at the receiver position, we're rotating between 8 to 12 guys constantly, because we don't want guys to have to go both ways all the time. We got to give some guys a break. Offensive line, I'm high on the offensive line right now. We got some big old guys out there. So, we got to be able to run the football. Everybody thinks we're probably just going to come out here and start slinging it around, but, I'm a balanced guy. I like to be 60-40, 50-50.
Gotcha. You're one of those guys that, hey, the run game sets up the pass game for you.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, gotcha. So, tell me a little bit about your defense.
So we're moving into a 3-4 scheme. Coach Hunter Vincent's coming over from Magnet Cove. He's a defensive coordinator. I'm really impressed with our secondary so far. We got one guy that played last year, came back. Ben Reddix is playing corner. We got a lot of speed back there. I really like our young linebackers. We got some guys that get to the football, and when they get there, they're not in a good mood. So I've been impressed with those guys too.
Yeah. You mentioned something about, the guys not having to go both ways as much. Now, one thing about the 2021 Bulldogs, and I think what made them special is they went both ways a lot of times, and they were able to get to the championship game doing that. Do you have more depth this year so that kids don't have to do that? I know you just mentioned you don't want to have them to go both ways all the time.
Right. I mean, I think we'll be okay depth-wise. Got to stay healthy. Anytime if you have injuries, that's always going to hurt. But I think it's staying healthy, and I think we'll be able to, play a lot of guys, not just, 11 or 22. I think we'll get a lot of guys in the game.
Mm-hmm. What else do you want people to know about the Whitehall Bulldogs?
Come out and find out. We can't wait for the first home game. Try to pack the stadium, and then hopefully we travel really well at first game at Sheridan. It's a rivalry game, so we got to be ready to go.
Gotcha. Coach, that's it for me. Thanks very much, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right.